Hey, what's up, YouTubers? This is Leon from Buck and Slug Reloaders, and this evening we're going to do a video. It's basically the second part of the Lyman Foster slug. This guy right here. So, if you can think back on the first video I did, I feel that these Lyman slugs, when you cast them with pure lead, they come in a little bit undersized, more so than what you would want to have for your standard 12 gauge bore, So when I cast these bad boys, they're coming in at about 100 or 695 thousandths. Um, that's basically a far cry from the standard size bore of a 12 gauge. So in my first video, what I did was I took this slug and when I loaded it, I basically wrapped a thick mylar wrapper to kind of take up the extra space between the actual slug and the inside of the barrel. And accuracy did improve a bit, but I got to thinking, what else could I do or try to possibly make this slug to bring it up to size so you actually have a legitimate, usable, shootable slug with a little bit of accuracy. My standard for accuracy at 50 yards, at a minimum, if I can't get better than 3 inches, then it's back to the drawing board. So anyway, I came up with this idea. So I took some shrink tube, just like this right here, right? And I cut it in 1/2 inch strips. So it's gonna fit over the slug just like that. And using my heat gun, we're gonna shrink this shrink tube around these slugs to see if that might help with the outer diameter of these slugs to get it a better, tighter fit as it's going down the barrel. So right now, I'm gonna switch the camera around and show you guys how I'm doing this. So just hold tight for a second. All right, so I got my heat gun all ready to go. If you guys decide to try this at home, make sure you use some type of solid inflammable base, because this heat gun gets super hot and you will burn something up, so be careful. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this bad boy on. I'm just gonna evenly sweep the slugs, and as you see, it's starting to shrink up already. So that's the first one. We're gonna go to the second one, nice and even. See if I can zoom in on this a little more. You get to that one right there. See how it's shrinking up? Finish up on that one. Back out. Sorry about that. Alright, so I got one more to add. Guys, forgive my camera skills. So, if you look closely, you want to seat that. You want to seat it all the way down to the base of the slug. And that slug is hot, so as you can tell, the heat shrink is already starting to shrink up on it. So you want to hit it, put it on low this time. See how it just shrinks up real nice, beautiful. So I'm gonna let that cool a bit, and your finished product looks like that. Trying to get it focused in. So, okay, now we got that part out the way. I'll get back in front of the camera and show you guys how I load these bad boys up. So y'all just stand by. All right, so first things first, I got these 2 3/4 inch Fiocchi hulls loaded with 36 grains of 800X. That is per the Lyman's manual. So if you notice, I got 2 types. I got the clear and the black. All right, so one is going to get a roll crimp, one is going to get a full crimp, a little 4 of each, and I'm going to see how they shoot. So see if I can get this camera straightened out. Have some issues over here. All right, here we go. So now that we got the Slug with the heat shrink on it, heat wrap, we're going to measure the OD of it, see what we got now. So whereas before I was getting 695 thousandths, now I'm getting 728 thousandths, which is a lot closer. So I'm not sure if this is going to work, but we're going to try. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a X12X gas seal from Ballistic Products. Check these guys out, guys, on ballisticproducts.com. Yeah, here we go. That's where I get all my reloading supplies at for shotgunning. If they don't have it, then they probably don't make it. Alright, so we got X12X gas seal. I'm going to slide that bad boy in there, and we're going to seat it pretty nice and firm. Alright, so then next, 1/2 inch fiber wad right there. We're going to set that on top. It's going to give it a good, nice, tight gas seal. Won't allow any of that gas to escape out of there. So now we look like this, right? So we're still a little low on the Slug column. If you see, if we was to put the Slug in there, we'll still have about a 1/2 inch of hull left. So I want to try to raise it up a bit. So what I'm going to add now is, got some of these hard wax fiber cards here. The thickness of this guy is, this is 172 thousandths. I'm going to just seat that in there as such, just like that. And I want to just, oh, before we drop our Slug in, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a little bit of talcum powder. Now, be careful with this stuff. You're supposed to be wearing a mask with it, but I'm going to try not to make a lot of dust with it. And I'm just going to brush the outside of the Slug, just like that, just to give it a little lubricant as it goes down that barrel. Something just to knock the friction, you know, take the friction out just a little bit. It may help, it may not. All I know is I use it on all my buckshot loads and a couple of my Slug loads. Right there we have it. So now I'm gonna roll crimp this bad boy. So we got the heat shrink on our Lyman Foster Slug. So now we're gonna measure it and see how much thickness did the heat shrink add to the outer diameter of the Slug. So before the heat shrink, I was, you know, these Slugs they were miking out probably around, I think I said 160 or 695 thousandths or something. So we want to see how much it added to the diameter. So now we're getting, hey, check that out. So we're getting around 730 thousandths, which is damn near perfect. Not sure if you guys can see this or not. Hold on, let me see if I can. Can you guys read that? Nope. Anyway, just take my word for it. All right. Got two types of holes. Actually, it's the same brand. These are Fiocchi 2 3/4 holes. One's clear, and the other one's black. There's 36 grains of 800X in here. Bam. So, oh yeah. So I got that load data from Lyman, the 5th edition. It's in here, so go check it out. So first thing I'm gonna add is an X12X gas seal from Ballistic Products. Pretty much everything I use when it in regards to shotgun reloading, I get from Ballistic Products. If they don't have it, then they probably don't make it, but they got everything you need: wads, all types of cards, you know, overshot cards and fiber wads and all that stuff. Everything you need for buckshot, slugs, anything shotgun related, check them out. So this is that X12X gas seal. You guys see that? Pretty standard. I'm gonna slide that bad boy in just like that. It's gonna be a pretty tight fit. Next, we are going to add, this 1/2 inch fiber wad. That's going to add a little bit of cushion, and also it's going to promote a tighter gas seal. Because I tell you what, that sucker is pretty hard to get in there. You see that? So I'm just going to take it and kind of seat it firmly against the gas seal, just like that. So now, if you put your slug in there now, we're still going to have about a 1/2 inch of space of roll crimp. That's a little bit too much roll crimp for me. So what I'm going to do is take one of these waxed cards here, and I think these mic out at 170 thousandths or 0.170. So we're just going to stick that on top of that fiber wad, just like that right there. At the end of my paintbrush, tap it down real tight like that, and then it's almost ready for the slug. Now what I like to do to all my buckshot and my slug loads is I like to coat them with just a little fine layer of talcum powder, or talc powder, whatever it's called. It's real fine. You should be wearing a dust mask when you mess with this stuff. But I just get a little bit like this on my brush. I'm just going to just lightly coat the outside of it. Try not to make too much dust. Guys, if you're reloading a bunch of these, you want to have a gas mask on. This stuff can cause issues down the road. So, and what I'm doing is I'm just dusting outside of that slug, just so it will ease the friction coming out of the actual hull and going down the barrel. It may help, it may not, but I'm used to doing it. So, dusted slug inside of your hull right here, fits down there nice and tight, and then this bad boy is ready for a roll crimp. So, I'm gonna finish up the rest of these guys. I'm not going to go through the whole process of fold crimping and roll crimping, but if you're interested to see how I do it, hit me up in the comments, let me know, and I'll do a video specifically on how I roll crimp and how I fold crimp. So that's about it, guys. I'll see you in a few days. I'm gonna try to get out this weekend and test these slugs for you guys and see how they shoot, and hopefully fingers crossed, we could just possibly crack the Lyman code. All right, first 4 shots is the Lyman Foster Slug roll crimp. Fire in the hole. Check it out. All right, there's my 5 shots, or 4 shots actually. As you can tell, I'm all over the place. Definitely didn't like the fold crimp. This one right here looked like a keyhole. So did that one. All right, so we'll go back up top and try the roll crimps. So stand by. Those look a little better. We're gonna head down range and see what we got. All right, this group did a lot better. There's 3 shots right there. Not sure where the 4th shot went. Probably one of these down here. Definitely had a flyer. Not sure if it was me or what, but I think there was definitely hope in the Lyman Foster slugs. Just got to play around with these a little bit more. So I'm not done yet, guys. I will figure this out. So I guess it's back to the drawing board. All right, guys. So you saw what just happened. Same slug, same way I processed the slug with the heat shrink around them. Same charge, which was I believe was 36 grains of 800X. The only difference was one was the roll crimp, one was the fold crimp. And to my surprise, it looks like the actual the best group came from the fold crimp. So the only other difference that I can think of is that the roll crimp, the holes I was using was 2 3/4 inch clear, the Cheddite holes, and the fold crimp holes was 2 3/4 inch black Fiocchi holes. It's the only difference, man. I don't know where to go from here. So I guess I'll play around with them some more. Maybe change up the powder. I got a ton of different powders I can use. So, but I think there is definitely hope, and this load actually looks promising. The heat shrink around the slug, I think I might be onto something. So anyway, guys, it's been fun. Check us out on Facebook, Buck and Slug Reloaders. And as always, big shout out to Ballistic Products. I get all my reloading stuff from them, wads, components, primers, you name it. So give them a holler, a shout out. Check them out at www